Good day, viewers. Welcome to the special report on Alkebulan. Today, we are diving into a breaking story from West Africa. Former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan is among a group of ECOWAS and African Union election observers who find themselves stranded in Guinea Bissau following a sudden military coup. Stay with us as we unpack the goals, the key players, and what this means for the region. The coup erupted on November 26, just days after Guinea-Bissau's general elections on November 23rd. Both incumbent President Umaro Sissoco Embalo and opposition candidate Fernando Diaz da Costa had prematurely claimed victory in the presidential race, heightening tensions in this coup-prone nation. Gunfire echoed through the streets of Bissau near the presidential palace and the National Electoral Commission headquarters, signaling the start of the military's intervention. A group of army officers calling themselves the High Military Command for the Restoration of National Security and Public Order announced on state television that they had seized total control of the country. Led by Brigadier General Denis Nkaha, formerly head of the Presidential Guard, the military cited an alleged destabilization plot involving political and a drug baron as their justification. They immediately suspended the electoral process, closed all land, air and sea borders, imposed a nationwide curfew, and attempted to restrict internet access. President Embalo confirmed in interviews that he was arrested without violence at his office around 1 p.m. local time and is currently held at the Armed Forces General Staff Headquarters. Other arrests include General Biagwe Nantan, Army Chief of Staff, Interior Minister Boche Kande, and prominent opposition figures like Domingos Simos Pereira, leader of the PIAGC party, and candidate Fernando Diaz da Costa. Interestingly, some opposition voices, including the Popular Front Coalition, have accused Embalo of staging a simulated coup to cling to power and block the release of election results. Amid this turmoil, former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan, who chairs the West African Elders Forum (WAEF) and was leading a 36-member observer mission from ECOWAS, the African Union, and other bodies, is now stranded in the capital. Jonathan arrived in Bissau ahead of the polls to monitor the voting process, emphasizing the need for peaceful, inclusive, and transparent elections. He has been active on social media, sharing updates from polling units and even paying a condolence visit to a former president's family just a day before the coup. Hundreds of foreign dignitaries and observers, including Jonathan and leaders like Mozambican President Philip Nyusi, rushed to the airport after the coup announcement, only to find all outgoing flights halted due to the border closure. Sources close to Jonathan confirm he is safe but unable to leave, with no clear timeline for evacuation. In a joint statement, Jonathan and other stranded African leaders condemned the military action as a blatant attempt to disrupt the democratic process, urging the African Union and ECOWAS to restore constitutional order and release detained officials. Social media is buzzing with reactions. One user noted the irony of Jonathan, a veteran of regional diplomacy, being caught in yet another West African crisis. Calls for the Nigerian government to intervene and rescue him have grown, with posts emphasizing the need for swift diplomatic actions. ECOWAS and the African Union have voiced deep concern concerning the arrest and calling for calm among the populace. Guinea-Bissau, a small nation of about 2 million people and a former Portuguese colony, has a long history of instability. Since gaining independence in 1974, it has endured at least 9 coups or attempts, often tied to political rivalries. military factions, and its role as a hub for drug trafficking. This latest upheaval comes amid broader regional trends, with West Africa seeing a wave of military takeover in recent years. What happened next? What will happen next? Regional bodies like ECOWAS are expected to ramp up diplomatic pressure, possibly imposing sanctions and deploying stabilizers. For now, the eyes of the world are on Bissau, hoping for a peaceful resolution.